Hi, I'm Steve Erickson from MidlifeSolopreneur.com.
And I'm Jake Erickson from FlowCampaigns.com.
This is the Midlife Solopreneur Daily Debrief, where we're going through things that we have been working on today, some tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use in your own business as well. And today, what date and what episode are we at?
Yep, so today is August 18th, and it is episode 23 of the podcast.
So today I have finished the final teaching session for my 6-week course, and we thought we would share a little bit about something we talked about on that course.
Yep.
And it's the concept of the valuing your own work and what you're doing, what you can outsource and what you should keep in-house.
Yep.
And one of the core principles we taught today was that you can split work into 3 categories, what I call the $10 an hour virtual assistant type work, the $100 an hour where it's more like you're doing coaching work, so where you get an hourly fee, and the $1,000 an hour where you are creating systems for the future that will generate you money.
Yeah, and this isn't a strict, $10 is what you should pay a VA, $100 is what you should be charging for your coaching. This is really kind of like order of magnitude,
Yeah.
Serving a client is 10 times more valuable than, decluttering your email. But setting up a system so you can send emails automatically is also worth 10 times, that client work, because it enables you to better serve your clients in the future. So it really is, what is admin stuff that we just need to get done so the business keeps operating. What is kind of like, and then the 100 is what is really the main, for now, like the main revenue source, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's
for
probably
most people. Yeah.
For most people, this is where most of the money is coming in. Then there's also the $1,000 work, which is what can I set up to the future to make a lot of that $10 per hour work go away.
Yeah.
So I can focus more on that, serving the clients and building systems.
Yeah, and the core principle is that you need to focus first and foremost on the $1,000 an hour work over way beyond the $10 an hour work. And let me explain what I mean by that. It's, for instance, if you are busy setting up appointments with people, it's an activity that has low value. The value in actually setting up the appointment itself, that is something a virtual assistant can do for you, and they will only charge something like $10 to $20 an hour to do actually that work. Now, going in and doing a strategy session, that's a different thing. A VA can't do that for you. So that is much higher value work. But the highest value work of all is when you're setting up your future systems to be able to handle things automatically. And that could be, for instance, when you are creating your lead magnet.
Yeah.
So creating your lead magnet is a $1,000 activity, because that will continue to work for you over years, and it will bring in money over a long period of time. Similar thing with setting up your email sequences and writing your emails, and the amount of time and effort that you should be putting into that is actually very, very significant. And the challenge I find is that a lot of people who go in and try to do this then don't spend sufficient time because they're not valuing it highly enough.
Yeah,
really.
I think you made a good point today, and this was a really good way to think of it. Of if there's a task that takes you 10 minutes per day, every month that takes you 300 minutes or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And if you spread that over a year, that's 60 hours it takes you. So actually saving 10 minutes per day can save you 60 hours per year.
Yeah.
Which is, a very significant amount of time. So you should really look, what can you automate or take off your plate so you can get that time back?
Yeah. And sometimes I like to speak about automation in this way and systems in this way. You don't have to have tech in order to automate. You don't have to have tech in order to have systems. Tech is something that enables a computer to do it instead of a human. But systems and automation can still be human all the way.
Yep.
What it means is that you have a system that when, for instance, a lead comes into your business, you send out something to them to saying, hey, I acknowledge you. You're subscribed to my list, and so here is what you wanted information from me. You can do it yourself. You can have a VA sending it out. If a VA sends it out, it's much more automated from your perspective. The most efficient, of course, is to use technology to make it happen. But that's the difference, really. And if you don't have the system beforehand, if you don't know what emails to send out, the technology is useless.
Yeah.
Because technology is there to serve you and serve your systems and your automation the way you want it done, essentially.
Yeah. So really look at what you're in your business and see what you can do that is $1,000 an hour work. Is this writing a course that you can repackage and use again and again? Is it writing emails that are going to go out to hundreds of people and, continuously use them in your systems? That's kind of what we define as $1,000 an hour work.
Yeah. They call it an activity, $1,000 an hour activity.
Yeah. And I think a good point as well is that this is not just about making money. You're not necessarily getting paid $1,000 per hour to do this work.
No, indeed.
But it's also enabling you to run your business more effectively and reach more people as well.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are not as concerned about money, but are in this to help people, then that's the same thing applies. If you're wasting a lot of time trying to schedule your calendar, you're spending less time actually with clients and being able to help them. If you're not developing a course that people can go through, you're working more individually one-on-one, but you'll be able to reach fewer people as well.
Yeah. So that's, I think, maybe the top lesson from tonight's session that we did in the course. So, yeah. I think that's it for now. Great to have you here. Please rate us, review us, subscribe. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on iTunes podcast. And you can find me on midlifesolopreneur.com, and you can find Jake at
flowcampaigns.com.
That's it. And the links are also in the description for the show notes.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Catch you tomorrow.